guys, welcome to another episode of my Let's Play of The Crew, the full version of The Crew, and in this episode, I actually have over $1 million in The Crew, and I decided to do a little bit of a spending spree on these cars. So I get the level 1 kit for, I'm gonna spec out the cheap Grand Cherokee SRT8 for street spec, because I have a dirt spec variant, and I wanted to also see what the street spec variant would look like. And basically the street spec variant would look like a normal Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8, minus a couple aftermarket parts added onto it, like the Viper style hood that you see on it right now. Now, the stock front bumper that comes with it actually has LED headlights into it, which is actually kind of cool. But I kind of like the stock look of it. That's kind of cool as well, with the front splitter. And they have quite a nice array of front bumpers for the Jeep Grand Cherokee. And I like the stock bumper the most. That's the best one. And they have the ricer taillights as well available for the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. Those are the ricer taillights that you just saw. But the stock taillights are the best for this car. And skirts. I like the side skirts that come with it with the street spec variant. That's not an official rim at all, by the looks of it. And I do actually change the rims back to stock ones later on. And I like the carbon fiber spoiler. It's got to go on there. Everything else I don't like. The carbon fiber hoods doesn't really suit the car very well. I wish they could have, for the street cars, I wish they would give you the option to put stock hoods onto the cars, because essentially it's a lightly modified stock car. And the reason why I bought the level 1 starter kit with this car is because I wanted to buy some level 50 platinum parts for this car, so that I don't have to keep grinding, especially since it's a street spec car. It's kind of slow when you go over jumps and stuff. So it'll take a little longer for you to get those parts, and if you just buy them directly for 8 grand, which is not that much in this game, then yeah, it's not that much. But dirt spec cars cost like 17 grand to buy platinum parts for. I'm not just gonna be doing this car in this episode. I'm also gonna be doing the Mini Cooper S, which is actually available for in-game in-game credits, available for bucks, buying with bucks. Which is kind of cool, because the Mini Cooper was actually a pre-order car for the Crew, and now that they actually added it into the game, to the full version of the game, for $144,000, I believe it was, somewhere around there. Now that they did that, it kind of makes it less of a pay-to-win type thing, that Mini Cooper. And so I already have a street spec variant of it, so I'm gonna buy a dirt spec variant of it. And I actually did a little test with this dirt spec variant of the Mini Cooper, and it's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good car. It works pretty well. I just passed by the Mini Cooper right there. At least I think I did. I was actually thinking about what I should get. And Mini Cooper dirt spec is gonna be kind of cool. And so yeah, here we are. Here's the Mini Cooper, and yeah, the stickers actually do get removed onto the front of the car. I actually noticed that shortly after I customized it. And yeah, it's actually a pretty cool car. I mean, after you put this spec onto it, it actually is pretty cool. Look at it. I mean, I did not expect it to look like this. It has rally lights on the front and stuff. I just really like these rally lights. I also go and change the bumper because I realized that the skirts and stuff, the front bumper and the side skirts of the car don't actually did not flow together very well. So yeah, it kind of looked a little weird to me, so I decided to go and fix that. And so yeah, it's got some nice bumpers overall. It's a very nice options for bumpers for these cars. And it's a pretty cool car, I do have to say. And of course I picked this one because it's got the side skirt that flows with the skirts that flow with the side skirts, and I decided to keep those side skirts because it makes a nice flowing line on the side of the car. And those wheels that I just looked at, the street wheels, those actually basically looked like the stock wheels, and that's a very interesting wing on the back. That one, the stock one's pretty cool. And carbon fiber front hood, it didn't really look very good. And I also go and buy some performance parts for this thing as well. Level 50 performance parts. And overall, it actually is a pretty fun little car. It's a pretty good little car. Very fun, very light, very drifty as well. It likes to get its back end out. And look at that suspension system. It's got 2 freaking springs on the suspension arms and stuff. That's really cool, actually. Didn't think that this thing would have that. And it's a very, very small intercooler on the front of the car. Very tiny. Then again, it's a very small car. Just getting a drink of water. And there we go. Fully spec'd out. Fully maxed out. And I was actually trying to get an achievement for this as well. There's an achievement that after you put a performance part onto the car, you actually... and you test it out. Demo it. Yeah, there was an achievement for that. You can see very slightly that the front bumper does not... The front splitter on the front bumper doesn't really flow very well with that. And there we go. And it's the... I actually noticed this with the dirt cars. Interior is pretty standard, and this car looks like the stock one. I noticed that with the dirt spec cars, when you put the rally lights on the front and you flash the high beams, it looks pretty bright, actually. Surprisingly, in this game, it looks pretty bright. And I decided to go do some off-roading with this thing. And as you can see, it's pretty bright at the front with the lights and stuff. This time I'm at the Everglades with this little awesome hatchback. And as you can see, it's really, really, really tail happy. It loves to get the back end out, which is kind of appropriate for a dirt spec car, and I failed there. And yeah, it's pretty appropriate for a dirt spec car. I really like this car. I actually took it into a PvP lobby, and it did kind of well. But the Focus R is actually a little bit better. This thing is way too drifty when it comes to, yeah, everything. And I aborted that skill. Quit that skill. Raceline skill thing, because I didn't need that. I was just driving it around. And overall, it's a fun car. Should you get the Mini Cooper in this game? And actually, I do recommend getting it. Get it for street spec and get it for dirt spec. Not performance spec, because otherwise it's dumb. It's a dumb car to have as a performance spec car. And it likes to go bogging in the water. It's pretty nice. Then again, all dirt cars do that. And so, yeah. And, yeah. Of course, I'm going to repair my car. The mobile mechanic app's actually kind of a good app to have. And the lights are all fixed. Nice. And so now this is me actually going back to fix the bumper after I noticed that the bumpers don't flow very well. And I actually then realized that I also put the stickers on, and then I realized that the stickers actually bleed off onto, go off a little on the front bumper. As you can see under the rally lights, you can see the stickers going off a little on the bumper. And so then I realized that that bumper that I wanted is actually an HQ. So yeah, it saved it to the HQ. That was a stock bumper that came with it. So yeah, I'm gonna put it back on to the car now. And there we go. That's exactly what I wanted. Now it looks pretty nice. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, give the video a like, put a nice comment down below and stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. So, goodbye.